Hey guys, this is Stu from Stuart Scale Models, and this is my fifth update on my entry into Steve Mottram's M group build, which has been running since around about July, and so far so good. As you can see here, I've got a bit more progress done with the project. The Sherman is now in its winter camo, and also the Kubelwagen is in its base coat and camo. And the base itself has come on big time. So first off, the Sherman. Well, I basically got that deckled on Friday night and then clear coated it, and then also basically tried out the winter wash the very next night on Saturday, and put over that straight from the airbrush. This is UMP's winter wash, and it went down very well. Just gave it some light dusts, as it were, with my Neo, and then let it dry for about half an hour, and then just went over it with a wet tissue and removed the areas that I needed to remove to give it that effect that it was a winter wash. So needless to say, I was very happy with the results, so I would heartily recommend you get their winter wash. It really is good stuff. It saves me having to do this hairspray technique, which I wasn't too sure about. Well, let me just move the camera around so it's a bit more central, you can see it then, guys. And then following that, my mojo was going so well, I basically steinerized the tracks and then basically put the base coat on. Well, it wasn't steel, I used gunmetal, but it's the nearest sort of colour I could get to steel, so it still looks very effective. But I've yet to get them weathered up. And also with the Sherman, I've also got to do the detail painting on it next, and then weather her up, as it were. And then it's on to the Kubelwagen. Now with the Kubelwagen, I basically put its base coat down, as you saw, I think, from my last update, and then did the camo again on Sunday night. I went over it with the Dunkelgelb again because it was a little bit too thick, just to thin down the actual camo, as it were, the green. And then painted the roof, which funnily enough did come through on the Friday, which I was glad about. And it does fit well, so I lined up the windscreen with that, and there you are, she's fitting like a glove. I mean, I've only got it down there with blue tack, so I've not actually glued it on until I've detail painted her, because I've got to detail paint the steering wheel, the dashboard, and obviously the gear stick, etc. And then paint the seats, and then weather everything up, as it were. So that's that. And then today I've just been mainly concentrating on the base itself. Now, as you saw last time, it was in on its full coat of Steinerez. Well, what I decided to do yesterday was basically, well, in fact last night, being Monday night, I decided to put down the dark grey, which was Tamiya's dark grey for the road, and then did the wall with Tamiya's red brown, and it gives you that nice brick effect, as it were. So that was done, and then basically put a clear coat down on both, because I didn't want the paint being taken up once I've masked it, removed the masking tape, so that the paint was protected, as it were. So that was done. And then this morning I basically masked off the road and the wall, and then just basically went over the pavement with Tamiya's dark grey. That was the nearest that I could basically get as regards to pavement, because I did actually saw some reference photos, as it were, of various dioramas, etc. I even looked up a few YouTube videos where I'd done a few of Mike's diorama. That's Mike Curran, so your videos do come in handy, Mike, I tell you. So anyway, that's what I did. Let that dry, and then just basically went over with a clear coat just to seal the paint in again. And then after that was done, I just basically went around the back, as you can see here, around the sides with Tamiya black, just to touch that up, because some of the paint had come off when I'd actually originally masked it without any clear coat on it. Oops. So I went over that again, and then just basically clear coated around the edges and the pavement. and then I put down UMPs, a mixture of UMPs, concrete and sand to give it that sort of cement effect where the bricks have been put together, and then just basically let that dry for about half an hour, and then just wiped off the excess, as it were. And then I went on to do the dark dirt wash all over the road and the pavement, let that dry, went over with a bit of tissue paper as well as some cotton wool buds, got the excess off, and there it is, all the detail in all its glory. And obviously with the metal grill here in between the two soldiers and the drain pipe, I did that in iron grey as well, and then clear coated them all, and then put the wash on, as well as putting the dark dirt wash on the terracotta tiles on the roof here. So that, guys, is where I'm at the moment. So the next stage is that I'm basically going to put a clear coat over both the wall and the pavement and the road. The whole base is going to get another clear coat, and then that's going to go on the side because I need to get the detail paint work done on the two vehicles and get them weathered up. And then obviously the last stage will be to paint the figures and get them put a wash on them, etc. And then it's just a case of get everything mounted on there, and then that's it, diorama is done. Oh, actually before I do that, I've just got to put a matte coat all over the base, obviously the vehicles once they're all weathered up, put everything together with all the sub assemblies, put them in place, and then get the figures painted and washed, etc., and matte coated, and then just place them all down on the base. So that is basically that, guys. That's where we're at this time in the build. And I think the next video, I might do one more update, I don't know, but I'm mainly looking at doing the final reveal. When that'll be, I don't know, because as I am at the moment, I'm at work. But you know, the way things are going, I may well get this finished possibly before the deadline, which is 31st. But don't quote me on that, Steve, if you're watching me, mate. That's Steve Mottram I'm addressing to. So if it's not done before the deadline, it will be done, I think, shortly after the deadline. So we will see. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. I hope you like what you see. I'm certainly pleased with the way things are going. I'm really enjoying this build, and thank you for the shout out, Steve, on your monthly update. I really do appreciate that, bud. And if you want to check out Steve Mottram's channel, it's God, I've forgotten. Is it Motty's Models? I think I've got that right. Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, check him out. Check his channel out. He does some superb builds. I mean, I have to say, his Rifled M1A1 that he's doing at the moment is coming on extremely well. And he's got another plethora of I think builds. He started on a BMP4, I think a Trumpy one, and he's working on a Tamiya Tiger, which is his first Tiger, and they look very impressive indeed, Steve. So well done, bud. Keep up the good work. Anyway, as I say, that's it for now, guys. So until the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.